Hello, friends. Welcome to yet another Saturday live stream. Hello. Welcome. How's everybody doing this lovely Saturday? How's everybody doing? Hello, Binary. Hello, Mark. Hello, Phoebe. Welcome all to the stream. Hello. What are we all going to be working on today? Hello, SJ. Welcome. Welcome. What are we all going to be working on today? I'm very intrigued. Is anybody here also participating in Camp Nano? Because it is April. April is Camp Nano. I am not officially participating because my life is going up in flames this month. It's going to be great. Too much going on this month, but that's okay. But yeah, April's always a funny month. But yes, what are you guys working on today? What are you guys working on? We love to see it. Mark is working on their Camp Nano project. Hey, that's awesome. What is it? Do tell. Pray tell. We're going to have some writing before D&D. Hell yeah. We love to see it. And hell yeah, hell yeah. Incredible. We love to see it. I've already got my writing submission done because I had that done before the previous one. But I'm going to be working on just Project Dragon in general. Project Dragon is sitting at 21,921 words, which is great. We broke the 20K mark. Today, I am hoping to be working on a sequence that I have had in my head for like a year, and I'm so excited to get to it. I'm just, oh God, I want to work on this scene in this sequence so bad. So hopefully I can get to it today. We'll see where the writing takes me. Phoebe's going to be reading. Hell yeah. What are you going to be reading, Phoebe? Do tell, do share. I was reading before this. And I started The Obsidian Tower by Melissa Caruso, which I'm about 50 pages in, and I am enjoying it so far. Writing is very easy to follow, and I'm very intrigued by this story. Like, we've already had action, we've already had death, we've already had spooky dooky vibes, which is great. We love to see it. I'm also, last night I started Jade Legacy, which is the third and final book in the Greenbone saga, which is the third book in this series. And I am liking it so far as well, because I read too many books at once, but those are my reading vibes. Also, I do apologize if my Wi-Fi decides to make me pixelated or anything, or if it decides to fail on me halfway through the stream. Fingers crossed that it doesn't do that, because my Wi-Fi is awful, and it keeps playing tricks on me. And it's not necessarily the Wi-Fi. It's the wires in my building are too old to support the Wi-Fi that I have, so I need to get it changed. But alas, that's okay. Fantasy project for a month. Hell yeah. Oh, we love to see it. Good luck, Mark. We love to see it. Oh man, it's April 2nd today. Little Friend by Donna Tartt and Tangleweed. Very cool. I've tried to read a Donna Tartt. I've tried to read A Secret History or The Secret History, and it just wasn't for me. I was just bored. So I hope you are enjoying your reads. I've not heard a lot about her book, A Little Friend, or The Little Friend. And I've also never heard of Tangleweed and Brine. That sounds like a really cool name, though. I like it. All right, my friends. Well, let me get my D20s. Let me get them. Yes, my true form. Did you not know? I am nothing but a image in a computer. What D20 should we use today? I'm feeling a green day today. We're going to just do all greens today. Incredible. Boop, 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 boop. Alrighty, my friends. Should we do a warm-up sprint just right away? I'm in the mood to just get going. So should we do a lovely warm-up? This is what happens when you have too many D20s on your table. So I'm going to roll one D20. We're going to do a lovely warm-up sprint. Ooh! How does a 15-minute warm-up sprint sound? Roll the 15. 15. How does a 15-minute sound to get us going, to get us started? Timer. All right. 15 minutes. I wish you all the best. Oh, well, whenever I find a book that is hard to get into, I always try the audiobook as well to see if that helps immerse me in the story a little bit. That is my trick. That is my trick. So if you can find the audiobook for it anywhere, I always look on Libby. I look on Scribd and also YouTube because I like to, see if I can find it illegally before I decide to get Audible again. Even though I have Audible and I have Kobo as well. I have too many audiobook streaming services, but it's fine. Anyways, but yes, good luck with that. Everybody's ready to go. Everybody's, hello, Jenna. Welcome again. Hello, fellow Jenna. Tangleweed and Brian is a twisted fairy tale. Whoa. All right, I'm going to have to look that up. I like twisted fairy tales. Anyways, my friends, we're going to get going. In 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right, my friends. That is the end of that sprint. How did we do? How do we feel after the warm-up? How are we doing? How are we doing? I've got to... I, myself, have written 258 words! Oh, incredible. Incredible. I love to see it. A good little warm-up sprint. My hair is driving me bananas today. My bangs don't want to be bangs today. It's just bad. We're just dealing with a bad hair day. So I apologize. Mark wrote, "You can't kill a troubled mind, but you can defeat it." Woo! Yes. I love when lines like just surprise us in our own writing after you've written them. You're just like, huh, look at me go. Look at me go. I know I'm a writer. Look at me. Oh, but yes, I love sharing lines. So if any of you want to share a line of what you've just written, please do. I love sharing lines with people. I have no, what would I share? I'm like this close to starting the sequence where that I'm like super excited about writing. I'm just like writing the lead up to it. And it's fun because I'm writing about a amethyst dragon now. I just keep adding dragons to this story because I just want to write all of the dragons. But I needed for this sequence coming up, it really depends on the fact that the dragon that my main character and another character ride off on is not Maeve's regular dragon, because Maeve's regular dragon would like not let what happens later happen to them. So I needed it to be not the main dragon Thyrus because I needed it to not be her. So I was like, okay, why would Thyrus go? Because Thyrus is just like an ancient dragon, so she just does her own thing. So she leaves the night before. Like Maeve sees her leaving off into the distance, which is just so pleasing. I love Thyrus so much, and she'll come back later, but like she just kind of goes off and does her own thing. And so then this morning they're like, okay, where are we going to take 2 dragons, or are we going to find one that's big enough for both of us? And one of the other characters is like, oh, well, Indy or Indes has just come back. And Indes is a large adult dragon, one of the larger ones next to Thyrus. So they're going to take her. And she is a amethyst dragon, part scaled, part leathery amethyst dragon with like hard ridges along her nose. She's very angular and shaped. And she's got this cool, like lavender colored smoke. It's very, I love her. If I could just write a book just describing dragons and their personalities, I would. Because it's very fun for me. It's very fun for me. Mark got 289 words. SJ got 327. Hell yeah. Jenna wrote an email to her editor. Woo! So how the first and last lines. Do they abandon me? Last, in some ways. Oh, I love it. I love when like first and last lines kind of go together with each other. So good. 10 out of 10. It had been 10 years since she last set foot in her childhood home, and the thought of spending the night made her skin itch. Yes. 10 out of 10. Y'all are doing great work today. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. I don't know if any of y'all could see me jamming there for a hot second. I was listening to, what is this song called? See You Tomorrow from How to Train Your Dragon, which is, oh God, I love How to Train Your Dragon so much. I might need to watch it again tonight because I just love that freaking movie so much. It is my favorite animated movie of all time. And it is the inspiration behind Project Dragon, if you couldn't tell. But the soundtrack, John Powell, he does no wrong. That soundtrack, every single one, an absolute banger. But See You Tomorrow is lovely because it's like I think it's the song that goes over the montage of Hiccup and Toothless like getting to know each other, and then Hiccup, like continuously doing pretty well in dragon training, but then like running off immediately when it's done. And the girl, Ingrid is her name, I think. I don't think that's her name. Why do I think it's Ingrid? It might be Ingrid. Like Astrid, that's her name. Astrid. I was like, it has a D in it. And Astrid just getting more and more furious with Hiccup as to like how the shit he's doing this. Yeah, I think this is the song over that montage in the movie, which is just a good little montage. It makes me giggle every time I hear this song because it's like jaunty, and I'm like, that's a perfect vibe for this scene right now, jaunty. But yeah, are you guys currently listening to anything as you're writing? I would love to know. I also think I'm going to grab lunch in this next sprint, because I have leftover pizza from last night and a partial salad that I'm craving. I have, you know, the Olive Garden house dressing that they have on their salads? You can buy that like in stores, and I made my parents buy me like multiple bottles of it, so I hope they have some at home because I'm on my last one right now. But it's so addicting. It's so tasty. So that's what I'm gonna have for lunch. But yes, what are you guys listening to as you're writing today? I would love to know. Ooh, that's really interesting, Mark. This is why I make playlists for my books. I think I talked about it in a previous stream, but when I wrote Project Dream, which is my middle grade, that I currently have on Query, I wrote the first draft of it I think it was for one of the Camp Nanos. I wrote the entire thing to the radio of Cave Town. So like on Spotify, you can go to an artist and then you can like hit create radio. And that radio was what I wrote Project Dream to, because it was just the exact vibe that my brain needed to lock into the story, which is very nice. For Project Dragon, I have soundtracks for like epic fantasy movies. I have The Hobbit, I have The Fellowship of the Ring, I have Brave, and I have How to Train Your Dragon, all in a playlist that's like 12 hours long because it's all soundtracks. But that's the vibe I do. And oftentimes, actually, if I'm writing a certain scene, like last week, I was writing a specific scene. I think I was working on Gem Divorce scene where he like, gets in trouble with the dragon. And I locked in on one song and I just kept looping it around and around and around because it was the perfect vibe that I needed. And if I went off that song, the vibe would be lost. So I understand this. But I also don't know how you can write in silence because my brain needs noise at all times. So this is very interesting to me. Debating about putting on some documentaries or fan theory. Ooh! Documentaries or fan theories about what? Exactly. Goodness me. 4 hours. Hey, sometimes that's just how it is. That's just how it be. I also really like soundscapes if I'm not in the mood for like major sound or major like music vibe. I do everything from a jazz cafe with like rain falling on the window outside to my nose might be bleeding. That's fun. We're good. We're fine. My nose doesn't bleed, but like it's just been bleeding periodically all day today. So if you see any blood coming out of my nose, that's why. It's fine. But I also like go from the jazz cafes to just like rain sounds to also just like tavern, fantasy tavern. I love it. I need noise at all times. Like when I'm doing my work day, I have walkthroughs of like Skyrim or Elden Ring on in the background. Elden Ring, not Elden Ring. Elden Ring in the background. Just because I need the sound of like the Skyrim soundtrack or just the sound of like casual fighting. I don't know. It's just sound. And then I also am usually listening to a podcast at the same time. So I have like multiple sources of sound. I'm fine. We're good. That makes sense. I feel that vibe. You're not insane, Mark. I feel that vibe. It's okay. Sometimes finding the perfect sound or perfect music is a thing. I mentioned earlier that I'm on Query for one of my middle grades, and one of the agents that I queried had a box on her query manager to fill in that was like, what is a song that you would equate with this project, or if you have a playlist? And I sat there for too long trying to figure out the song. And I knew from my like query research that sometimes agents ask that question. So I was like, okay, I have a playlist that's sort of vibey for this project, but it's hard to pick the songs for it because it's a middle grade. And literally all the music out there right now is not, catered to kids. So it's always an interesting time trying to find the right songs that have like the right lyrics that you're looking for, because a lot of the songs about kids are written by adults thinking back on their childhood, kind of a vibe. So it's interesting to find songs that work. So I feel you. Anyways, should we do our second sprint? Should we dive into a nice second sprint here? I'm gonna roll 3d20s, and we either pick the shorter time or the longer time. We shall see. Well, I rolled a nat 1, so it really doesn't matter. But that nice long sprint is going to be 28 or 29 minutes. So should I just have it and do 28? Because I rolled a 16 and a 12 and then a nat 1. So I'm just going to half it, and we're going to do 28 and a half minutes. How does that fine? I mean, it's not every agent. I've found one so far that's done it, and I know there's another one on my list that has that question, which is very interesting. So it's wild. It's wild. But yeah, I always like the interesting questions on Query Manager. Usually it's just like you fill in the information that you need, Twitter handle, that kind of a thing, and then title, the genre, and then the page count, and then your query letter, and then occasionally a synopsis, and then first however many pages that they want of your project. But I like the ones that add extra questions that are like, what's the vibe? Anyways, yeah, let me set up the timer. Because if I don't, I'll just keep talking. I'll just keep talking. Oh, I see 2 people have voted just for straight 28. So let's just do 28 minutes. Let's do that. 28 minutes. Nice long sprint. And we'll get into it. All right, my friends, enjoy your sprinting. In 3, 2, 1. All right, my friends. That is that. How do we feel at the end of the second sprint? That shocked me. It surprised me. It came sooner than I thought I was going to. Oh, goodness me. I'm now sitting at 854 words written for today so far. So that was about 500 added in that sprint. Not a whole lot, but I did get lunch. So, and I did sit here and contemplate my life for like 2 seconds. I did get lunch, which I still haven't finished eating. I'm just picking at it now, but that's okay. How did you all do? How are you all feeling after that second sprint? I'm in it now. I finally got to describe a bit of the landscape from the back of a dragon, which is just my favorite thing, which is very exciting. I love it. Yeah, it's very cool. I like this little exposition-y part, which is so lovely. Yes, I love exposition. That's where I can pull out my big girl words and just describe everything, which is what I really like to do. Goodness me. Heck yeah. Go take a lunch, Jenna. My goodness, I thought that's what you were going to do during that sprint. 441 words. Hey, we love to see it. We love to see when things take you a different way. Hopefully the next sprint will unlock that even more. Can't be supporting emails. Oh, that's annoying. I'm sorry. Any kind of admin emails sucks. Just sucks to deal with. Especially on a Saturday. No one wants to deal with that kind of stuff on a Saturday. But yes. I guess I'll share a sentence of mine, I guess. We'll see how things go. Goodness. I believe it. My God. Anytime I think I'm like, oh, I'm just going to take like 10 minutes to format this, suddenly it's like an hour later. And I'm like, oh, I did not take the amount of time I thought I was going to. Formatting is wild. Yeah, I'll share this one. So, yeah, I'll just share this whole thing. Evening began to tip the sun lower on the horizon as the capital of Nyria, Ensgard, came into view, glittering in the distance against the mountains like a jewel. In this part of the empire, the mountains were lush with life, trees and greenery clinging to the cracks and dips of the mountains, thickening as the peaks flattened out into valleys, the shine of lakes and rivers peeking through, in places as sunlight glinted off the surface of water. I love to describe scenery. Am I good at it? I don't know, but I like to do it. And I like to think of my girls on the back of a dragon. On the back of a dragon, flying towards the city. My nose is like a faucet today. Oh, God. Goodness me. Ugh. I don't know why. I'm like a faucet today. My condo's very dry, so I think I should put a pot on the stove and just boil water for a while. It's very dry in here, which I think is hurting my nose. Ugh. Hurl the string around. Ooh. I felt more than I saw. It was every sort of emotion that you could imagine. Ghosts will play with you and try to push you to insanity or worse. Ooh. I love the inclusion of ghosts. I love that ghosts can like break boundaries physically and like metaphorically as well, because like ghosts can literally drift in and out of walls, right? Because they're incorporeal. So it's just, they can drift in and out. I like it. I love ghosts. They're so fun. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Phoebe. Everything came at a price. Balance dictated the price, and balance was not always just or fair. His illness was the price to pay for prioritizing. Work over his needs. Ooh. Very cool. Oh, don't pick at that sticker, Jenna. That needs to stay on your goddamn computer. Okay. Very cool. Oh, gosh, I love this. I love these writing streams. But yes, I'm hoping to actually get some solid writing into the next stream or the next sprint because I want to write more than 800 words. Last stream, I wrote almost 3,000, so I want to be up there. I want to be up there as well. I just need to get into the groove of the scene and not make lunch in the middle of it. That'll help. That'll help a lot. But yes, I don't know. Hello, Iona. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome. There's something on my glasses. But yes, I don't really know. What's a good question to ask you guys? Oh, here's a question. What is your inspiration for your work currently? Do you have an inspiration for it? Is it another book? Is it a piece of film or TV? I only got 200 words. Incredible. She was lucky in that the light bulb still worked, although it illuminated the space with a hazy, dreamlike glow. Woo! Yes, that's very evocative. I love it because you can see. Because, like, my place is all, like, really bright light, sunlight kind of bulbs. When they're, like, orange, like this one up here, it just creates a different vibe. I love it. But yes, my inspiration for Project Dragon is, as I said before, How to Train Your Dragon, and then these two books, Shadow of the Gods and Hall of Smoke. These are the vibes that I'm going for, which is very exciting. These are both like Viking-esque books, which is awesome. And they make me feel like I was reading Skyrim, if that makes any sense. I love these books. I love these books so much. The second one of this one is coming out this month, and I'm just so amped for it. Oh my god. So amped. So amped. Well, I love when you guys share sentences with me. It couldn't be, could it? She was just so young and frail. I didn't want her to get hurt. I loved her. This surely couldn't be good for her. Ooh! Incredible. Is this her actually just absolutely badass and not frail at all? Just outwardly frail so that she can keep up appearances? Because I love when that happens. I love books that, like, characters who have been seen as like super frail for like their entire lives actually are just absolutely badass and can use that like perception of themselves against other people. I was reading I think it's called City of Lies by Sam Hawke, which has two characters that are super interesting. The main boy character is on the spectrum, which was really neat to read from his point of view, and then the main girl character, his sister, has a chronic illness, and all her life has been very weak physically because like her lungs can't handle anything, but she uses that against everybody else because she's like, bitch, I'm not actually that frail. I am frail because I have a chronic illness, but like you underestimate me at every turn, and I'm going to use that against you. And I was like, oh, I love her. Liz Richards, my D&D character. Hell yeah, we love to see it. The value is awesome. By Untamed. Ooh, I love that. I love the idea of like, especially epic fantasy books and stuff that have like an outward villain, but also have like an inside struggle as well that like is almost more dangerous than the outside villain, but the outside villain is just there to mess things up. Internal struggles. Very fun. Very interesting. I like it. I like it a lot. You know, inspiration music. Yes. I totally agree. I think, what was it? I have so many ideas in my head, and most of them derive from listening to a specific piece of music that I just want to write a story based on this piece of music. Like, I really want to write a story based on Ivy by Taylor Swift because like her storyline in that song is so wonderful, and I just like the vibe of it. It's very fun. It also reminds me of like, where is it? The Bear and the Nightingale. It reminds me of that. I also really like Cowboy Like Me. I want to write a story like that, and I would love to write a story that combines those two songs, which would be very interesting. And then I also have another story based off of the song from Amélie, which is the Comte de Notre Dame. Like, it's a beautiful, beautiful song to play on the piano. I've taught it to many students of mine, and that song itself, the vibe that song gives off, I want to write a story about that vibe. Not Amélie, but one of the other ones. But yeah, inspiration for music is so cool. I love it. Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Hell yeah. I love when book titles go that way. They're just like, yeah, we're just going to go very strange. Like, I keep seeing in bookstores the titles of books that are like The Girl Who Could Throw Shit with Her Mind. And I'm like, yeah, it gets right to the point of what the vibe of the story is going to be. And I love it. I love it so much. Anyways, should we dive into another sprint, my friends? Why are my bangs so short today? I don't understand. You're supposed to be long. They are long, but they're just sitting up like, hello. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's fine. I'm only seeing you guys today. I'm not seeing anybody else, so it's okay. Anyways, third sprint of the day. Let me roll. So I'll have hopefully 2 different times for you guys to choose from. Oh my god, I rolled another nat 1. And a nat 2. We're going to re-roll the nat 1. I can't do this. And we're going to re-roll the nat 2 because no. These green dice are failing. I rolled another friggin' nat 2. What is happening with these green dice? Okay, so we can either do... Lord, oh, friggin' mighty. Okay, that's better. I rolled an 11, a 12, and a 13. All right, so we can either do a 23-minute sprint or a 33-minute sprint. What would you guys like to do? My dice today are all my green dice, and they're all failing me. I picked these up from D&D Dice which is literally just D&D Dice online, because they're very, very, very they're very inexpensive, and they're also just absolutely lovely. Like, I just picked up some random D20s and an actual set of dice that I have that are green that go with this like muted green, but they're just green today. Different versions of green jade and stuff. But yes, 23 minutes or 33 minutes. What would you guys like to focus for? I'm down for a really long sprint if you guys are. We get all the words in. Ow. It's winter. My skull is very dry. I like this take, Iona. Because I haven't seen them on like teenage books. I've seen them on fully adult fantasy novels. So this makes me giggle. I love it. But this is so true. Do I read synopsises or do I just look at the pretty covers? Nobody will know. Nobody will know. Because a lot of the times I go into books not knowing a damn thing. Just vibes. And I'm not a teenager. I turned 25 this year. Like, I am an adult. I don't like that, but I am an adult. I like 33. All right, let's set up for 33. Let's set us up for 33 minutes, because 33 minutes will actually allow us to get a really good chunk of time in. One of my neighbors just dropped something. This is very loud. All right, my friends. I'm ready. Are you ready? 33 minutes. Let us sprint in 3, 2, 1. Sprint. It took me too long. All right, my friends. That is the end of that sprint. How are we feeling at the end of our third sprint? Hello, hello. That was a nice long sprint. My goodness. I am now sitting at 1,585 words. Very nice. 1,585 words. We love to see it. We love to see it. Broke that 1,000-word mark that I wanted to. And Project Dragon itself is floating at the 23.5K words, which is just fantastic. It is my dream to hit the 25K today. We'll see what happens in the next sprint. But we shall see. But yes, how do we feel? How do we feel? Nice, nice. We love to see it, Iona. Entering chapter 5. Email sent, 200 words in. Hey, take a break, Mark. Take a break and read. That's 5,000 words today is too many words in one day. Oh my God. I've been able to do that only once or twice in my life where I've just exploded out with word count. Like, I think there was once I was fast drafting. Oh my God. I was fast drafting the hiccups. I was fast drafting a project a few years back, and I remember sitting with it because I was writing the ending of it, and the like big ending climax last few chapters of the book. And once I get into that motivation of that section of the book, no matter what project I'm working on, I will draft all of the words. I will sit and I will write and write and write and write and write and write. And I think that day I hit 10K in a day, which was too many words. And I think it was last year. Yeah. Was it last year? I think it was last year. I wrote for 9 days straight. I wrote 45,000 words in 9 days because I needed to finish a draft, which granted wasn't fast drafting. It was a lot of it was just copying, pasting it from a previous draft and then like fixing as I was going. Man. But yeah, 5,000 words in a day is a lot of words. Is a lot of words. Hell yeah, Iona. That's a great little nest egg of amount. We love the way it's starting. We love to see it. Baby's managed to read a decent amount. Heck yeah. Are you enjoying the books too that you're reading? The little... I keep wanting to say A Little Life. That is not the book you're reading. The Donna Tartt one. I was writing since I woke up. Ooh, yeah. It does. It does make sense for that amount of time. I think once I tried to do like a 12-hour write-a-thon for myself, and I wrote so many words that day. But like the next day, I couldn't function because my brain had been just wrung out of all the creative juices, which also happened after writing for 9 days straight. Don't do what I did. Don't try to write 45,000 words in 9 days. It's very difficult and it hurts. I was in like a hangover for like a week after. It was not good. I got the draft done though. But yeah, writing, my usual writing day is around like 1,500 to 2,000 if I write regularly. But because recently I haven't been able to write regularly because I work 2 jobs, getting to write on one day of the week, like Saturday, like today, and writing about 3,000 words is a good sweet spot to be. It's a good sweet spot to be. Very good. I'm glad you're starting to like it, Phoebe. We love to see it when people start to like the books that they're reading. It's great. Anyways, my friends, I kind of want to dive right back into another sprint. The last sprint of this stream, sprint number 4. It should take us past 3 o'clock for me. It's 3 o'clock for me in the afternoon right about now. So one more sprint. And we shall see how this goes. We shall see how it goes. So now you're going to roll really well. All right, we can do a 23-minute sprint again, or we can do a 17-minute sprint. What would you guys like to do? 17 minutes or 23 minutes for our last sprint of the day. Our last sprint of the stream. 17 or 23. Putting my little D20s away. Okay. Claim submitted, all taken care of. Nice. We love to see that. 23, it's like fate. Ooh, we got a 17 and we got a 23. Who's going to break the tie? Who's going to break the tie? How many minutes do we want to do? 23 or 17? Which one? I'll leave it up to y'all. Also, I have been listening to the same song on loop, and it is only a like 2-minute long song. So my brain is on a loop of the same theme over and over and over. It's called Tutor. It's by Bonnie Grace. I don't really know. It's like it's got that kind of a background, but it's good. It's got the vibe. It's got the vibe. Haha, we got a tiebreaker, 23. Nice. Okay. So we'll do 23 minutes. Our last sprint of the day, and that'll take us well into however many more words or pages we love to read or write or whatever we are doing. But my friends, last sprint of the day. We're good. Phoebe's good. She's reading. We love to see it. Fourth sprint of the day. All right, my friends. I'll see you at the end of it in 3, 2, 1, sprint. My goodness. There we go, my friends. That is the end of that. And that is the end of our stream. Oh, I should have used the last sprint ticker. I do apologize. That was the last sprint, of course. How do we feel coming off of that sprint? I realized that I just got into a zone when I was writing, and I've now written in the stream itself 2,500 words total. 2,518 to be exact, which was 1,100 words more than I had last sprint. So that worked very well. I'm in it. I'm in it now. I'm in the start of this sequence that I'm so excited to be in. I'm very happy with it. And I got to include a little, just a sprinkle of a ball scene in this. I'm very excited. Not an actual like ball scene, but like the two queens who run my kingdom in here, they are literally dressed to the nines when they show up to talk to Maeve and Ira, my two characters. And it was very fun to describe their dresses. And the queens are just like, bitch, we've been, and like both Ira and Maeve are like, oh, we're so sorry that we interrupted your ball. It was very important. This is a very important day. We totally forgot. And they're like, we've been ruling for almost 300 years. This is a fine interruption. What's going on? I love my queens. I have a story of their like background that I really want to write eventually. So that's going to be really fun. I love them, my warrior queens. Anyways, my lovely friends, how did we all do? Mark read a chapter of a book. Incredible. A great little wind down. Chaos coordinated for Jenna. We love to see it. Thank you so much for joining, my guys. Thank you so much for being here, Phoebe. An end of the day treat. Yes, it definitely was. For me, it's the afternoon still, so I'm going to go and see what else I can get up to today. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I always love doing these sprints. And I wish you all the best of the rest of your Saturdays. So I will see you again next weekend. I will be here for another sprinting time, probably around the same time, probably around the same time that this one was. Same time, same place. But anyways, my friends, I will catch you in another broadcast very, very soon. Bye.